One of the really fun things about fishing in saltwater is you never quite know what you're going to catch anytime you make a cast. That will be the case this week as we attempt to catch the Grand Slam at a location right on the Louisiana-Texas border. Glad you were along with us. This will be a fun one. Fox Sports Outdoors is on the air right now.
You're watching the only program with weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the Southeast region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors.
Just behind me, you see the Causeway Bridge that separates Louisiana and Texas from Sabine Lake out to the Gulf of Mexico. Just beyond that bridge is a channel, but it's got lots of great fishing water on either side of it, home of some great speckled trout, redfish, and flounder action. And on this week's episode, we're going to be joined in that Mako 21 LTS by Captain Randy Foreman, who guides every day in all of these waters that surround us. He's going to put us on some fish today. Glad you're along with us, and while we're out doing that, we're taking you around the region for your latest fishing reports from our expert team of insider reporters. Right now, we're going to pick up Captain Randy, head down the canal toward the Gulf of Mexico. We get things started back at the FSN studios with your weekend planner.
The Salooner tables are predicting fair fishing conditions for both days this weekend. Peak morning hours are forecast to begin roughly around sunrise in the mornings and again in the evenings at 6:56 on Saturday and 7:41 on Sunday. Look for the sun to rise at 6:39 and set at 8:28. In evenings, we'll feature a crescent moon that is 41% visible. Hang with us for freshwater and coastal information from around the region. Plus, catfishing expert Chad Ferguson joins me for this week's Ask the Pro question. We're coming right back.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Lew's, fueled by passion, driven by innovation. Feel the difference. Jean LaRue Bass Baits and Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leaders in soft plastic lures innovation. And Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Champions aren't born, they're made.
So that's a good trout. Here we go. There's one. I got a fish, some kind. Oh, that's a good trout. Here we go. Look at this. All right, there's a start. Big old fat one too. Oh, and he's just making a huge mess all over my boat because I brought him in a little green. All right, there's a trout to start it off with. Welcome back, everybody. We've made it out with Captain Randy. The weather was a little dicey this morning. We didn't know if we were going to make it or not. But what we did was launch the boat and ran out the cut into the Gulf. We actually tried fishing the short rigs for a little while, the old oil and gas rigs that are out offshore, but it was just a little too rough and not much going on. So I'll explain to you what we've done. Well, first I've caught a nice speckled trout. Putting them back today, we're not keeping them. Look right here behind me. This is the perfect setup. We've run out on the jetties. Fishing with Captain Randy Foreman. He's back there jigging away back there. But these are the longest jetties, I think, anywhere on the Texas or Louisiana coastline. They run way out into the Gulf. And so we decided to come back and get under the protection of the jetties. It's pretty windy out here, so we're on the back side. And what we've got right through here is a cut in the jetties, and the current is just ripping through this cut. So I've got my trolling motor anchored right here, my Motor Guide XI5 holding us in position. We're throwing upstream up into that current and letting it drift its way back down, and wham, one hit it right off the bat. So Randy, I guess these fish will set up here. They're just waiting on bait to wash through that current and that cut.
What they're doing is they're feeding underneath in the rocks where the holes in the rocks are, and that bait comes back and forth, and they just come up and they sit. And when that bait gets in there, they ambush it.
Well, we've got a good start anyway, got a fish, And we'll see what else happens here. We'll see what else we can do out here right on the mouth of the Gulf of Mexico, just outside Port Arthur, Texas. Let's get you fishing and lake reports from where you live.
Tackle storage has never been easier than with all new Bassmafia products. From the 3700 double deep that holds tons of stuff, to the all new terminal coffin, to the 3600 casket. I use it on a daily basis. Go to Mafia Outdoors and check them out, and they will change the way you store tackle. Hey guys, the thing in Tennessee and Kentucky right now is beating the heat. It is hot here. We're triple digits as far as heat index goes pretty much every day right now. It's just that time of year. So here's what I'm doing if I'm in Tennessee and Kentucky fishing right now. I'm probably gonna fish at night. That's right, I'm gonna go out and throw a big black spinnerbait with a black Colorado blade, a 10-inch black and blue worm, and probably a black and blue jig with a matching trailer. And they bite a little better at night. It's obviously a little different and a few more precautions involved. Wear your PFDs, put your lights up, bring plenty of bug spray. Now, if you're gonna fish in the daytime, schedule your trip around current. And here's the thing, they're getting shallower. And what it is this time of year, that deeper water doesn't have as much oxygen. It may be a little cooler, but it's not as much oxygen, and they need a lot of oxygen right now because they get stressed when it's hot. So shallower places where you were catching them offshore. Chickamauga, Percy Priest, Dale Hollow, Lake Cumberland, Center Hill, Kentucky Lake for night fishing. Heck, that's probably where I'd go in the daytime too, to be honest with you. There's also a really good offshore bite trolling 3XD crankbaits for crappie right now. Guys, it's hot here. We're just trying to beat the heat. We'd love to see you here. God bless.
Fish on there, he's running with it. That's a flounder. Fish on there, he's running with it. That's a flounder. Look at this. How about that? There's a bonus for you. I've caught myself a flounder. Welcome back, everybody. We've obviously made a move. We're not on the jetties anymore because it just kind of turned unproductive for us. We fished some more of it and didn't catch any more, so made a big move to the mouth of Sabine Lake right before it goes into the main canal going to the Gulf. A lot of water exchanging back and forth in here. And I'm gonna either try to catch redfish, or there's your bonus flounder right there. Just a good, what do they gotta be to be a keeper around here, Randy? And how many can you keep if you got a customer on board?
Well, 14-inch, 10 flounder in Texas. No length limit in Louisiana, and you can have 10 flounder.
Okay. So it's a pretty generous limit, really.
Very much so. You can have 10 flounder in Louisiana.
And away he goes.
That's a good job.
Got that. Randy, we're specifically trying to catch either a redfish or a flounder, and you're looking for specific components, areas that have, you've already listed 2 or 3 key things. What are those?
3-corner grass sticking out in the water, and shell bank, and mussels flats, and clamshell. That holds the small worms, and then your puff fish, like your tiger minnows, your mud minnows, and your mullet, come up and feed on that. And then as they're feeding on that, these fish come up and feed on these clam flats. And small pogie will get in this 3-corner grass. And I've actually caught these flounder inside, hitting a pogie inside that grass, and you're casting right on the edge and you catch that flounder.
Well, that's the kind of grass we're talking about. That stuff that you're looking at right there that's a little greener than everything else. And then right in behind that grass, we'll show you a quick shot here. You can actually see some of that oyster shell sitting in there behind it. You look for that, you get in an area where that is, you got a chance to catch either redfish or flounder. Let's get you fishing and lake reports from your local area.
This part of the program is brought to you by Visit Jacksonville. Northeast Florida offers great fishing, family-fun beaches, top restaurants and resorts that are easy to get to, and offer outdoor fun for everyone. So come on, visit Jacksonville.
Well, summer fishing is on fire along the coastal south. I was talking to Georgia Captain Tim Cutting, who lives on St. Simon's Island, and he's having really good fishing for spotted sea trout and flounder, and lots of undersized redfish. Tim says that night fishing has really started to come on along the coastal Georgia area, and that's also true over in Alabama and Mississippi. The tarpon and sharks are still just thick along the southeast Georgia coast, and that goes all the way up to Savannah. They're catching good numbers of king mackerel in that 10 to 20 pound range on those near shore reefs. And along with those kingfish, they're catching other species like big shad crevalle and some other species too. All around the shrimp trawlers in southeast Georgia, the shark fishing is absolutely off the charts. And Captain Greg Hildreth says that he had an angler on board the other day that caught a 10-foot lemon shark. This fish he estimated at well over 400 pounds and would have been a state record, but of course Greg released that fish to fight another day. Over in Mississippi, the trout fishing has been very good. Captain Sonny Schindler out of Bay St. Louis has been catching plenty of trout, redfish, and flounder. Along the Gulf sides of the barrier islands along Mississippi, wade fishing for trout has been great. Well, that's it for the Coastal South. Get out on the water and take a youngster with you when you go.
This week's Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi Freshwater Fishing Report is sponsored by Southern Saltwater Fly Fishing Magazine. This destination-oriented e-zine covers the great saltwater action on the South Atlantic and Gulf Coast from Maryland to Panama and the Caribbean Islands. Subscriptions are free at www.southernsaltflyfishing.com. Now, the three-state region continues to suffer from brutal heat, with temperatures often rising into the 90s. And it's time to concentrate on some summer fishing. In Mississippi, that means targeting channel catfish, and there's no better place than Lake Mary Crawford near Monticello in Lawrence County. This 128-acre state fishing lake in South Mississippi gives up cats in the 4 to 8 pound range regularly. It has 2 boat ramps, good bank access, 24 fish attractors. Now, the best place to find those cats is along the drops and the points leading out to the deep water. Best baits are cut fish and chicken livers. In Georgia, the cold waters of Noontoola Creek near the town of SouthEAST offer the chance to catch and release some wild rainbow trout this week. This creek provides more than 5 miles of small stream action on public land. Lay Lake on the Coosa River in central Alabama is known for spotted bass action, but it bucks the summer trend by being a good place to catch largemouth bass. You want to target these fish by swimming jigs through the shallow water grass beds throughout this week.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Motor Guide Trolling Motors. Motor Guide, because accuracy matters. Lowrance Electronics, celebrating 60 years of fish finding excellence. Find, navigate, dominate. And Excite Technologies, powering the world forward.
Oh, we got it. There's a good fish of some kind. Whoa, Daddy. Let me loosen my drag. This fish is pulling drag. Oh, we got it. There's a good fish of some kind. Whoa, Daddy. Taking drag off my Super Duty wide. Grab that net right there. All right, well, we got a good redfish right here. And I've just about got him worn down, I hope. We are at the mouth of Sabine Lake. There's a... Just scoop him up for me there, Randy, will you?
Yeah, buddy.
Here he comes. Got him. All right. We got us a Sabine Lake redfish now. Randy Foreman's helping me out. Randy guides every day right here. There we go. There we go. How about that? How about that, Randy? I got one of your pets, buddy.
Good job. That's the one I just missed.
Yeah, we fishing along these grass beds and oyster reefs, and it's taken a little bit of doing to catch one. We had to fish quite a bit of it, but we finally got one of them. I'm gonna bring him right over here and release this fish for you. And we'll let, well, there he goes. All right, here's some fishing reports from lakes, rivers, and bays near you with one of our insider reporters.
Hey folks, Captain E here with your Carolinas report. This week brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon. Remember, if you're in the Carolinas along the Grand Strand, make sure you put us on your list of destinations to visit. We're open 7 days a week and we're right on the Marsh Walk in Merle's Inlet. Come down and enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner 7 days a week. Guess what? Here, it's always about the food, the view, and the music. And I tell you what, let's go to the marsh and talk about what's going on. The flounder bite continues to be incredible. All through the Carolinas, it's just a great bite right now. Inshore and on those nearshore reefs and those deeper ledges. Catching some great flounder right now. Even in South Carolina, talked to a lot of captains, they're loving the flounder change to 14 to 15 inches. I myself actually got lucky and caught a nice 24-inch fish last week. I'm using a adjustable depth cork with a jig head, 3/4 ounce on the bottom, and I've got an arm about 6 inches up from there with a number 4 offset Kell hook, and I'm putting live bait on that and artificial on the bottom. What I'm doing is drifting through these deeper holes. This time of the year, that water's going to be a little bit cooler than those shallow areas. So I'm trying to drift through these deep holes and find the flounder on the bottom, and it's been working great. Also on the nearshore reef, Spanish mackerel are there. Remember, #1 planer, Christmas tree rig, and a drone spoon or an organized chaos spoon on the back. You're going to have a great time. Get your kids out there. They'll love it this time of the year. Plenty of catching and not a lot of fishing. This has been your Carolinas Report, brought to you by the Dead Dog Saloon. Remember, fish smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
What have I got? It's fighting funny. It's fighting floundery. What is that? What is that? That's a good speckled trout. No, it isn't. It's a little rat red. Man, I didn't know what I had. Well, we're about to wrap it up, and quickly, we're about to get run out of here by a big thunderstorm that's rocking and rolling just over the west horizon. A lot of redfish in here. Let me quickly give you the technique that we've used to catch all the fish that we've caught today. You see all that green stuff right there? That's the stuff that's been holding all the species of fish. So all we've been doing is making casts right up against that green stuff. Don't even let it go to the bottom. Rod tip high, 10, 11 o'clock position, hop, 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 let it fall back, hop, hop, hop up, take up the slack, let it fall back, and that's the technique that you use to catch all the species right in this area. Quickly, contact information. First of all, for Johnson's Fiberglass Repair in Fort Worth, Texas. They take care of all of our fiberglass boats. They do a great job. They're worth driving to. If you want to get any work done on any of your boats, fiberglass work, they're the folks anywhere around the state of Texas. Next up, contact information for Randy Foreman. If you want to book a guide trip here, do any of the fishing that you saw us doing today, flounder, redfish, speckled trout, go off on the rigs, fish triple tail on the beach, lots of different things to do. That's your contact information to book Randy and his crew. And a great place to stay where we stayed at the La Quinta Inn, Bridge City. Clean rooms, right on the water, conveniently located, very reasonable, the best place to stay anywhere in this area. Next up, I've got a Mako video on the LTS series. I love the Mako 21 LTS. It's on our website along with the Pro Skiff series. They've got a boat all the way from 17 feet to 21 feet. All these shallow water inshore boats have two different videos, one that I did, one that Captain Rob Ferris did on the Pro Skiff line, and they're both on our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. So click on the how-to video link right on our front page and it'll take you to those how-tos, and then in the search bar, type in Mako and it'll bring you up all of our Mako videos and you can see the entire line.
Be sure to join Fox Sports Outdoors again next week, Thursday night at 6, or catch the repeat airing Sunday morning at 8:30. And you can always watch the latest episode in full HD on the front page of our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. Plus, catch up on all past episodes by clicking the archive button. And see lots of our how-to and product videos by selecting the how-to button. Join our online fishing community. Just click the like button on our Facebook page for access to daily posts with lots of fishing news, videos, and frequent giveaways. And stay up to date with all the latest fishing information and photos by following our Twitter feed. Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Tracker Boats. It's more than a boat, it's a tracker. Mercury Marine, go boldly. And Costa Sunglasses, see what's out there.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro segment, where viewers get expert answers from fishing's finest. This week's question comes from Eddie, who asks, what is your favorite rig for trophy blue catfish? For the answer, we checked with Chad Ferguson of catfishedge.com.
This is hands down one of my favorite catfish rigs, if not my favorite. It's a very versatile rig that you can use for lots of different scenarios and techniques. This is a Whisker Seeker XL Rattler. It vibrates, makes noise. I have a Whisker Seeker 8/0 triple threat hybrid catfish hook attached to this rig. And then to this XL Rattler rig, I tie about 18 inches of monofilament fishing line. I've got a bead on the line and then a Versa-Rattle catfish rig rattle. I've got about 18 inches of monofilament line with a swivel on the very end that will tie to my main line. And then on my main line, I'll put a 2 or 3 ounce no-roll sinker or a drift fishing sinker.
Thanks, Chad. If you have something to ask one of our experts, simply visit foxsportsoutdoors.com and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit your question. Now it's time to give away a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
We're back at the boat ramp, and it's time right now to announce the winner in this week's Costa Catch of the Week contest. He is Henry Hopman of Columbia, South Carolina, showing a 25-inch speckled trout he caught in the Atlantic Ocean near Charleston, South Carolina. If you'd like to have a chance to be the next winner in our Costa Catch of the Week contest, just go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com, click in the Costa Catch of the Week box on the right side of the front page, follow the instructions to send us your big fish photo. And you can see all of the Costa frame and lens styles at their website by going back to our homepage and clicking on the Costa logo. You'll see all of the 580 polycarbonate and glass lenses and all the various colors they come in, all of the frame styles and colors, including the great frame style that I like so much that I'm wearing on this week's episode. This one is called Cat K. Here's the gear that we use to catch all 3 species of fish on this week's episode. It begins with the great rod. It's the Lew's Custom Speed Stick Series inshore rod, made specifically in a medium light action for these types of inshore fish. We had it paired with the brand new Lew's Speed Spool Super Duty wide reel. It's made to spool up lots of line in case you hook into a big one, and he makes several long runs. We had it spooled up with braided line. That's 40-pound test braid, and here's the jig. That's a painted chartreuse jig head, a 3/8 ounce weight, and on the back of that we used a plastic little swim bait. It's a little minnow style bait. It's in a penny color, which is basically a brown or copper color with a chartreuse tail. I've been doing some reading lately on the role that listening to good music can play in helping us live healthier lifestyles. It's now a scientifically proven fact that listening to music can reduce stress levels and can fight diseases such as Parkinson's, fibromyalgia, and now there's evidence that it can even fight Alzheimer's disease. Someone very close to me attributes listening to Christian music in helping her through some of the darkest moments of her life. So if you're like me, there's lots of noise and lots of clutter in your life. The advice here is to turn down the clutter, turn down the noise, even turn down talk radio, turn up the music, and live a healthier lifestyle. And one more time, here's the contact information if you'd like to book Randy Foreman or his crew for a great guide trip on Sabine Lake or the Sabine Channel or the Gulf of Mexico. Here's the contact information for the La Quinta Inn Bridge City, a great place to stay, conveniently located. From the Sabine Channel until next week, I'm Barry Stokes. Be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.